Hey, what's up, meth heads? Today we're going to do a little overview of my methanol system. Just show you guys how I have it set up and give you guys some ideas for your cars. So I guess we're going to start here in the front. I have an IE, Integrated Engineering intake manifold, which then I have four, I think it's 504 cc nozzles of methanol spraying directly into the runners. And most of my stuff is Pro-Meth. I have the best luck with these fittings, these push to connect fittings not leaking. I've tried, I think it's because I like to run a very high percentage of methanol to water. I think I run like a 75% mix. I'm not sure exactly because I just do it more by like I'll fill up the same amount every time, but I think it's probably around like 75 to 80%. But yes, if you're gonna run a high percentage, I'd recommend getting all Pro-Meth stuff because it works very well for that. And then here I have a Snow Performance solenoid. It's been pretty good. It has clogged up one time and it was a big problem for me, but later on I will show you how you can help like fix that and not happen again. So here's my controller. It is an AEM controller. So I have boost starting around 5 psi and then maxing out at 25 psi. I am running, my car hits around 33, 32 psi. So at that point I'm geez, freaking going in and out of focus. But at that point it's definitely spraying a lot of meth, which I need for all that boost on this big turbo. So as you can see, like it has little error codes right here, and all it does is how many times it blinks right here on this light, which is kind of worn out. But at the same time, the codes pop up on that light, which I also have connected to my little light right here. It shows the same blinks and stuff, and also this light lights up when methanol is spraying. It will start kind of dim, and the higher output that it's going, the light gets brighter, so I know like everything's working. I mean, we know that the controller is sending the signal, but we don't exactly know if the pump is working or not. That's, you can get a flow meter to make sure everything's flowing correctly, but I don't have that yet. And here's my tank and pump setup. I got like, I think this is the biggest pump that Pro-Meth has. I scraped it all up. I forget what I was doing, but I scraped it up, so I just put a Pro-Meth sticker right over that. And then this is like a little over a gallon. It's an AEM tank. I think I got it on eBay. And then this is the level sensor. Once it gets past, here, let me show you. Once it gets past those barbs, I guess like the current can't flow anymore, or it loses current, and then the controller knows that you're at that level, and then it will flash low meth up there on the light I showed you guys earlier, and that's how I know. Or I can just turn around. The tank is, you can definitely see the level that it's at, which is why I used to have a black tank, but this one's a lot better because you can like just turn around and look and make sure where your the level is. And then here I have the Pro-Meth filter. So before I didn't have one of these, and I guess something got in my tank and it clogged up my solenoid, and for the longest time I could not figure out why my fueling was way off. It was lean because I was missing so much meth, but it's because I didn't have a filter and something clogged up the solenoid. So definitely get a filter, and all that you got to do is screw that little top off, and that screen pops out, and you can see anything that collects on there instead of running through your pump and stuff and just screwing things up. So the way the meth system works is when the controller sees 5 psi, since that's what I have it set at, it's connected right here to the intake manifold. Then it sends a signal to, well, it doesn't send a signal, but it sends power to the pump, which I showed you in the back. And at the same time that it's sending power to the pump, it opens the solenoid. It opens the solenoid, so this will open, and then it will allow the meth to flow through. If you don't have a solenoid, you could have problems with the vacuum of the engine just siphoning meth from the tank, and you don't want that, because it's probably going to cause really bad misfires at idle. That actually happened to me before when I did not have a solenoid. And so yeah, the methanol, it will clean your intake valves tremendously. If you run enough. I mean, maybe I'm just doing something special here, but here's a picture of my intake valves, and that is at, like, I think it was at 110,000 miles, when they usually would look like this without a cleaning. So yeah, meth is definitely good for the engine, in my opinion. But it raises your octane, and so you can advance timing more. It's just like running E85 in the sense that it raises your octane, and but it also adds a lot more fueling. So I was able to go big turbo with minor fueling upgrades to the traditional fuel system, because I added so much fuel with the meth setup, and I actually have more than enough fuel to keep pushing this turbo farther, but it's just I'm at the limits of the stock engine here. Like 450 wheel horsepower is probably where I'm sitting. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I just had some people that were asking me about my setup. 2000 cc setup. But yeah, guys. Oh, and the way I have the line ran, there's a grommet back there. I think it's like, I don't know what it's for, but there's a grommet back here. Well, if you guys want to install it on your car, you just pull this up, and there's a grommet. You can just put a coat hanger through there, and then tape the line to it and pull it through, and it will seal around it. Or you could run it through, there's another space that some wires are going through behind the battery. You could also do that, but I'd probably do it this way next time. But I just didn't know about it, and this is the hole I found. But oh, and the way I have the hose ran is I just have it comes down through there, and then it runs along under this, and then just under some plastic paneling and stuff, and then it goes right to the pump. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. It's just a requested video, and want to see some more of my GTI, just subscribe, and I'll be doing more videos soon. She has some work that's going to be done to her coming up, and then we're going to start hitting the track again. But thanks, guys. See you in the next one.